check this out. Astronomers made a new discovery on Mars that, well, they say it looks a lot like Morse code.
NASA has just revealed some of the most puzzling footage ever seen on Mars. From eerie silhouettes to unexplained shapes on the horizon, each new discovery stirs up endless questions. Let's dive into these mysteries, starting with this astonishing, previously unreleased NASA footage. Unreleased NASA footage. Something's moving on Mars. Weird things are moving on Mars. NASA just released a bunch of videos from the Perseverance rover, and eagle-eyed viewers noticed something strange. In multiple clips, a fluttering shape zips across the dusty Martian surface, then disappears behind a rock. Is it a glitch, debris, or something else entirely? The most likely explanation is a classic Martian dust devil, a swirling mini tornado made of wind and sand. But not everyone's convinced. Some say the movement is too irregular, and the internet is already buzzing with theories, ranging from the scientific to the completely out there. NASA has acknowledged the footage and described it as an anomaly under review. For now, though, the mystery remains, fueling curiosity and sparking debates across the web. Doorway or just a shadow? In 2022, Curiosity's camera captured a shadowy opening in a weathered cliffside, igniting fierce speculation online. The formation had crisp lines at first glance, sparking talk of a carved entrance or secret passage. Across social media, people claimed it was proof of hidden Martian civilizations. Scientists, on the other hand, saw a classic case of pareidolia, the human tendency to see meaningful shapes in random visuals. Further analysis suggested it was simply a small crevice. A trick of the Martian lighting made its edges appear far more uniform than they actually were. Although it turned out to be just another rocky hollow, its near-perfect rectangular illusion became a viral sensation and a fine example of Mars door mania. Face on Mars. Arguably one of the most famous Martian illusions, the so-called face on Mars dates back to Viking 1's 1976 images. The photo revealed what seemed to be a human face carved into the planet's surface, a broad forehead, symmetrical eyes, and a narrow chin. Naturally, theories ran rampant. Some insisted it was evidence of an ancient civilization, but subsequent missions, boasting higher resolution imaging, revealed that the face was merely a plateau bearing a coincidental shape. Lighting conditions and camera angles amplified the resemblance to a face. Though debunked many times, it remains a cornerstone of Mars lore. Even skeptics admit there's a weird thrill in how strangely human the structure looks in that original grainy snapshot. Crablike Formation. One image from 2015 made countless viewers do a double-take. In the distance, perched on a rock face, something seemed to sprawl like a crab. Spindly extensions resembling legs branched outward, and social media buzzed about alien crustaceans lurking on Mars. The uproar was immense. News outlets had a field day, dubbing it a Martian crab. Yet, as NASA clarified, the bizarre shape was nothing more than the interplay of light and shadow on a cluster of rocks. Zoom out even slightly, and the illusion vanished. Still, the crab remains an iconic example of how eager we are to spot life or familiar shapes in planetary images, and how a single snapshot can spark unstoppable debate. Mysterious bright light. Sometimes, one fleeting blink can set imaginations ablaze. That happened in 2019, when a Curiosity photo showed a radiant flash amid a Martian horizon. It was absent in images taken moments earlier and later, making it appear like a sudden surge of light. Could it be a cosmic ray, a reflective glint from the rover's own body, or perhaps something much stranger? NASA scientists leaned heavily toward the cosmic ray theory, noting similar anomalies in older photos. They emphasized how solar particles and camera sensors can create odd bursts. Internet speculation, of course, ran wild with UFO claims. Regardless of the official explanation, that bright flicker reminded us how even a single frame can spark the greatest of mysteries. The Happy Face Crater. In the southern highlands of Mars, a crater formation found by orbiting cameras in the early 2000s earned a light-hearted nickname, the Happy Face Crater. When viewed at just the right angle, two round hollows mimic eyes, and a curved ridge outlines a beaming grin. Over time, scientists observed changes in the crater's patterns, possibly influenced by seasonal carbon dioxide frost. Those subtle alterations have made its expression evolve, sparking playful commentary about Mars' moods. Though obviously not a true smiley face, the shape stands as a perfect example of how planetary processes sculpt whimsical sights. It reminds us that, amid the harsh terrain and forbidding conditions, there's room for cosmic mirth on the red planet's surface. Spider egg rocks on Mars. NASA's Perseverance rover spotted eerie spider egg rocks in Jezero Crater, sparking curiosity. Nicknamed St. Paul's Bay, the rock features strange clusters of tiny, often stretched spheres dusted with red Martian sand. No one knows what formed them: volcanic residue, a meteor impact, or ancient groundwater. Scientists suspect it came from Witch Hazel Hill, a darker layer seen from orbit, hinting at Mars's evolving terrain. What secrets do these bizarre spheres hold? A future sample return mission in the 2030s may finally offer answers and clues to possible life on Mars. The strange deep pit. In 2017, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter spied a circular hole near the planet's south pole. Was it an impact crater or a collapse pit into a subterranean chamber? NASA stayed neutral, stating more data is needed. Such pits prompt exciting questions about caverns below the surface. Could they shelter water or protect microbial life? Each new pit holds the promise of geological depth and hidden wonders. Noodles or netting? In 2022, NASA's Perseverance rover spotted a tangled strand on the ground, instantly dubbed the Martian noodles. The truth was nearly as intriguing. Bits of netting from the rover's entry, descent, and landing gear had been carried off by gusts across Jezero Crater. This relic of high-tech arrival turned into an accidental alien mystery, swirling like cosmic spaghetti before scientists solved the puzzle. First letter L, marked by laser. Mars became a cosmic canvas in June 2022, when Perseverance used its laser to brand a tiny letter L onto a rock. Far from graffiti, this was a test for scientists hoping to orient future samples. Knowing exactly which way a rock's fragments fit together can hold vital clues about Mars's history. In effect, the rover signed its name, forging a link between alien landscapes and earthly curiosity. Perseverance rover picks up a passenger. While rovers often roll across Martian dust and rubble, sometimes the red planet decides to hitch a ride. In early images from the Perseverance rover, observers noticed a potato-sized rock lodged in one of its open wheels. This cameo wasn't the first. Nearly 2 decades ago, Spirit also picked up a passenger in Gusev Crater, stalling its motor until engineers backed it free. Perseverance's stowaway likely joined the ride while crossing through a gap in a ridge and hung on for over 1,400 meters as the rover set a new driving record, shedding coarse grains along the way. Despite the rock's gradual wear and tear, Perseverance showed no signs of trouble. It's a small reminder that life on Mars, at least for our machines, can be full of unplanned surprises. But rock. NASA's Perseverance rover had the internet giggling when it photographed a bizarre rock with a prominent split. Nicknamed Butt Crack Rock, this odd shape presented a comedic side to Mars exploration. Of course, science sees it differently. Wind, dust, and time carved a distinct fissure into weathered stone. Nonetheless, for a moment, the planet offered an unexpected and playful wink in the midst of a serious mission. Egg Rock Meteorite. In 2016, Curiosity came upon a metallic egg-shaped stone that stunned NASA scientists. Dubbing it Egg Rock, they discovered it was primarily nickel iron, common in meteorites but not in typical Martian geology. Because Mars has a thinner atmosphere than Earth, meteorites often strike the surface mostly intact, which can leave pristine metal objects for rovers to stumble upon. Egg Rock sparked renewed curiosity about how many other meteorites might be strewn across the planet's deserts. For experts, it also offered a potential clue about interplanetary collisions. Material from the asteroid belt could regularly slam into Mars. Though overshadowed by more dramatic illusions, Egg Rock remains a practical reminder of the cosmic influences that have sculpted the red planet. Strange little spikes. In May 2022, NASA's Curiosity rover captured an image of tiny, spiky formations. They rose from the ground like miniature sculptures, each crafted by nature's invisible hands. Scientists think these delicate shapes formed eons ago, when groundwater moved through sedimentary rock in Gale Crater. Later, fierce winds wore away the softer material, leaving these intriguing spikes standing as guardians of Mars' hidden geological past. Ancient lakes. Mars was once a watery realm, an idea confirmed by multiple rovers, but Curiosity's venture into Gale Crater took that discovery further. Around 2019, scientists found geologic evidence of a sprawling ancient lake bed, indicating that liquid water pooled there eons ago. Sediment layers told a story of streams, wave action, and shifting shorelines. Over millennia, Mars lost most of its atmosphere, leading to the evaporation or freezing of surface water. But the geological traces remain, hinting that the red planet may have been more Earth-like than we ever imagined. Some propose that microbial life could have once thrived there. Though no definitive fossils have been found, each new finding about ancient lakes adds another puzzle piece to our vision of Mars's wetter past. Volcanic activity. While Mars might seem geologically dormant now, hints of a once turbulent interior are everywhere. Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in our solar system, towers over the Martian surface, evidence of colossal eruptions millions of years ago. Yet in 2021, researchers studying satellite data found intriguing deposits around certain volcanic regions, suggesting possible more recent activity. These younger lava flows challenge the notion that Mars is entirely inactive. If proven true, it implies the planet's interior may still be warm, potentially creating subsurface pockets where life-sustaining heat and water might coexist. Although no present-day eruptions have been captured on camera, the possibility still excites scientists. If a future mission documented an active Martian volcano, it would rewrite textbooks overnight. Possible Morse code dunes. A set of Martian dunes discovered in 2016 made headlines for their curious dots and dashes layout, reminiscent of Morse code. Dark sand patches interspersed with rounded formations create a baffling pattern from above. Much like Happy Face, this quirky phenomenon arises from local wind currents, dune-building processes, and the planet's unique topography. Researchers noted how directional shifts in the wind formed these circular and elongated dune shapes. On social media, enthusiasts tried translating the code, seeing if the dunes spelled out hidden messages. While fun, the verdict was unanimous. Nature alone crafted this pattern. Still, these code-like ridges highlight how different Mars can appear, depending on whether we're standing on the ground or observing from orbit. Blueberries on Mars. When NASA's Opportunity rover came across tiny spherical pellets scattered across the dusty plains, Mission Control nicknamed them blueberries. These curious beads weren't juicy fruit, but iron-rich concretions, small lumps formed by water mingling with sediment long ago. Their bluish tinge in certain images only heightened the nickname's charm. The discovery in the early 2000s provided key evidence that liquid water once flowed on Mars and that the mineral hematite associated with moisture was involved. For geologists, these blueberries underscored that Mars had the right chemical environment to form layered rocks, potentially preserving ancient life. Regardless of their humble size, they became major celebrities in Martian research, offering a literal breadcrumb trail pointing to a wetter, warmer epoch. Mr. Peanut Crater, a whimsical highlight from Mars' South Pole, is a crater that vaguely resembles Mr. Peanut. When NASA shared the image, featuring an oblong shape and bulging head, the internet ran with it. Some say the likeness is a stretch, but the nickname stuck, joining a long list of Martian shapes sparking pop culture comparisons. Scientists chalk it up to erosion and impacts, but fans still smile when Mars plays accidental artist. Belly pan. Landing on Mars isn't exactly a soft touch. In 2021, Perseverance ditched its belly pan mid-descent, a heat shield for its guts. Months later, the rover spotted the crumpled metal like a forgotten souvenir. Some thought it was alien junk, but nope, just NASA's own gear. Turns out, even Mars gets a bit of rover litter, and each piece has a story to tell. The Thigh Bone Rock. A 2014 Curiosity snapshot triggered a storm of online speculation when viewers noted a bone-like rock fragment jutting from the ground. Shaped uncannily like a thigh bone, the object unleashed talk of alien skeletons. Yet NASA quickly debunked that notion, explaining that Martian winds often sculpt rocks into misleading shapes. Also, the thickness of Mars's atmosphere allows certain abrasive particles to chip away surfaces more cleanly. While it's easy to see how the mind might conjure prehistoric remains in that silhouette, no direct evidence has yet emerged of advanced life on Mars. The thigh bone stands as a cautionary tale. Sometimes a rock is just a rock, no matter how eerily it mimics organic anatomy. Donut Rock. In mid-2023, Perseverance spotted Donut Rock, a ring-shaped formation that looked oddly like a breakfast pastry. While likely shaped by erosion, its playful name shows how we love finding the familiar in the alien. Simple in origin, but a sweet reminder of Mars's knack for surprise. Dragon Scales. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter once captured a scaly terrain patch that NASA jokingly nicknamed Dragon Scales. In reality, these lines trace sediment layers that eroded under shifting environmental conditions. The name underscores how easily we anthropomorphize Mars's geological quirks, looking for something mythical in the otherworldly folds. It's a testament to our desire to find magic in the mundane, even on an arid, rust-colored sphere. A shiny foil. In 2023, Perseverance spotted something unexpected, gleaming in the dust, a torn scrap of thermal blanket. NASA traced it back to the rover's dramatic 2021 landing, likely tossed by the rocket-powered jetpack. No one's sure how it drifted to its final spot, but it's a striking remnant of a chaotic descent, now resting quietly on alien soil. Tadpole-shaped formation. A 2018 Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter image revealed a tadpole outline carved into an impact crater. This tail-like extension resulted from ancient water flows, hinting at a time when water may have shaped the surface. As much as we'd love to imagine actual Martian amphibians, the true story is still remarkable. Mars was once wet enough to sculpt features that mimic creatures we know on Earth. A final reflection on the red planet. Across every crater, cliff, and dune, Mars continues to captivate. Each photograph teased out by NASA, whether it reveals a playful shape or a crucial scientific clue, reinforces our fascination with this desert world next door. We are learning how Mars was shaped over billions of years and glimpsing what might have been. From illusions that spark endless debates to legitimate signs of an Earth-like past, each discovery fuels fresh wonder. Mars may yet hide secrets that will shock and delight us all, and the rover's cameras will be there to broadcast those revelations for generations. Thanks for tuning in to this deep dive into Mars's strangest discoveries. Stay curious, and who knows what we'll uncover next on the Red Planet. Thanks for watching.